The Tanita scale is a bioelectric impedance analyzer, meaning that a harmless electrical current passes through the body and can determine the different components of the body. For example, it can detect muscle and total body water very well because electricity can pass through the water efficiently, way more efficiently than fat. Based on total mass or weight, it can determine other components of the body. This is the scale that we will be utilizing for the duration of this course. Let's go over the terminal learning objectives. The terminal learning objective will be to understand the aspects of the Tanita scale to assess the effectiveness of your individual exercise program and individual nutrition program that you will be developing throughout the course. For the enabling learning objectives, this presentation will give you an understanding of the values on the Tanita receipt after weigh-in by explaining the input data, explaining the results, explaining the desirable range of body fat percentage and fat mass, explaining the indicator section of the Tanita receipt. To ensure that the input data is correct, it is very important to conduct height and weight in summer APFUs without socks or shoes. The summer APFUs weigh 1.4 pounds, and that's what I'll be tearing once you hop on the scale. You can't use socks because we need to use the nodes in order to send the bioelectric impedance through your body. Under the results section, the data that we keep track of are weight, body fat percentage, fat mass, fat-free mass, muscle mass, basal metabolic rate, visceral fat, and BMI. This data will be recorded on your 5500 series document and presented to your readiness NCO or training NCO. The desirable range presented on the Tanita scale on the left-hand side is not the Army standard. The Army standard has a higher maximal range. It is the difference between a healthy range and an overfat range. To get a better look of what was previously just mentioned, there are two graphs, one for male and one for female. The left-hand column shows age. What's outlined in orange is the Army body fat standard for that particular age and gender. As you can see, what's outlined in orange lies within the overfat range. At the bottom of the Tanita receipt, you may see a physique rating. The physique rating is based off your indicators. The indicators tells you if you are underfat, healthy, overfat, or obese. For example, a positive muscle mass means that you have an above average muscle mass. On average, what we see within the class are people who fall in the physique rating of number 2, obese, number 3, solidly built, or number 5, standard. 1 is hidden obese, also known as small frame obese. This person seems to have a healthy body type based on physical appearance. However, they have high body fat percent with low muscle mass level. Number 2, obese, also known as medium frame obese. This person has a high body fat percentage with a moderate muscle mass level. 3, solidly built, also known as large frame obese. This person has both a high body fat percentage and a high muscle mass. Number 4, under exercise, also known as low muscle and average body fat percentage. This person has an average body fat percentage and a less than average muscle mass level. Number 5, standard, also known as average muscle and average body fat percentage. This person has average levels of both body fat and muscle mass. Number 6, standard, muscular, or high muscle and average body fat percentage. Or athlete, this person has an average body fat percentage and a higher than normal muscle mass level. Number 7, thin, also known as low muscle mass and low fat. This person has both a lower than normal body fat percentage and muscle mass level. Number 8, thin and muscular, also known as an athlete. This person has lower than normal body fat percentage while having an adequate muscle mass. Number 9, very muscular, or athlete. This person has lower than normal body fat percentage while having above average muscle mass. Now we're going to go over some definition under results. Weight is a body relative mass or the quantity of matter contained by it, giving rise to a downward force, the heaviness of a person or thing. Fat percentage. Body fat percentage is the percentage of your body weight that's fat. Fat mass, that portion of the human body that is composed strictly of fat. The following table shows the military height and weight standards. The following slide is just a simpler way to look at the average standards versus military standards in reference to body fat percentage. Back to more results definition. Free fat mass which includes internal organs, bone, muscle, water, and connective tissue. Muscle mass, the weight of the muscle in your body in kilograms or pounds. Bone mass, a measure of the amount of minerals, mostly calcium and phosphorus, contained in a certain volume of bone. TBW stands for total body water, and TBW percentage is total body water percentage, the total amount of fluid in the body expressed as a percentage of your total body weight. A healthy total body water percentage is 45 to 60% in women and 50 to 65% in men. BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. This is the rate at which your body uses energy when you are resting in order to keep vital functions going, such as breathing. And metabolic age. Metabolic age is a comparison between a person's metabolic rate against the average basal metabolic rate for an age. The calculation uses a benchmark, your age, to determine your body's efficiency by comparing the benchmark against the average metabolic rate of different ages. Don't take this one to heart, because BMR is calculated by weight, height, and age, and weight can vary between two different components, fat-free mass and muscle mass. And this data is only the Tanita data. Without getting into detail and extensive calculations, basal metabolic rate is typically the amount of calories that you would need to consume in order to lose weight, depending on your activity level or factor. Visceral fat rating. Visceral fat is body fat that is stored in your abdominal cavity. BMI, body mass index, is a tool used to assess and monitor changes in body weight. Ideal body weight, a weight that is believed to be maximally helpful for a person based chiefly on height, but modified by factors such as gender, age, build, and degree of muscular development. Degree of obesity denotes the percent that you are away from your ideal body weight. The visceral fat rating is the rating that is most linked to metabolic diseases. Another very common, most associated indicator for metabolic diseases is the body mass index, or BMI. The Tanita ideal body weight seems to be low. Use the military height and weight standards, or use the appropriate formula, which I'll go over in the next slide. This makes the degree of obesity on the Tanita scale not so accurate. With the correct formula, the degree of obesity is calculated as weight minus ideal body weight divided by ideal body weight times 100. Visceral fat rating. A rating between 1 and 12 indicates that you have a healthy level of visceral fat. A rating between 13 and 59 indicates that you have an excessive level of visceral fat. Carrying excessive body fat in this region places you at greater risk for chronic diseases including heart disease, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes. For optimal health, your visceral fat rating should stay under 13. Lipoprotein lipase, or LPL, is an enzyme that plays an important role in lipid metabolism and helps facilitate and transports fatty acids to different parts of the body. LPL plays a role in gender differences in fat patterning or fat distribution. Females have a greater LPL activity in hips, thighs, and breasts, which forms a pear shape or gynoid shape and can lead to gynoid obesity. Males have a higher LPL activity in the abdomen, which is also called apple shape or android obesity. Android obesity is more of an increased risk for visceral fat, which is more of an increased risk for metabolic diseases. As people gain weight due to fat mass, fat cells first increase in size up to 1 microgram as its upper limit, then they will proliferate or multiply rather than grow. This process is called hyperplasia. As people start to lose weight, the fat cells number does not decrease, they just get smaller in size. This is why obese people or once obese people have more fat cells than lean people. The BMI ranges are less than 18.5 is underweight, 18.5 to 24.9 is normal, 25 to 29.9 is overweight, and 30 to 34.9 is obese. Greater than 35 is extremely obese. BMI can be misleading depending on the amount of muscle mass someone has. BMI can be calculated by dividing your weight in kilograms by height in meters squared, or an easier method for me is weight in pounds times 703 divided by height in inches squared. Like mentioned before, the Tanita ideal body weight seems to be low. Use this formula. For women, the first 5 feet is 100 pounds. Each inch after 5 feet is 5 pounds. For men, the first 5 feet is 106 pounds. Each inch after 5 feet, add 6 pounds. Or just use the military height and weight standard. Once you have the ideal body weight or the military height and weight standard, you can calculate the degree of obesity. Degree of obesity is weight minus ideal body weight divided by ideal body weight times 100. Or it could be weight minus military height and weight standard divided by military height weight standard times 100. Recommended weight loss programs are ones that combine caloric restriction with regular endurance exercise, targets a long-term reduction in body weight of at least 5 to 10%, includes a reduction of dietary fat intake less than 30% of total energy intake, provides a negative caloric balance of 500 to 1,000 kcal per day, resulting in gradual weight loss. Any questions? Just make a comment below, and to verify that you watched the video, just put your first name down in the comments.